I kind of can't believe I'm doing this one, but I've got my thoughts together and a pretty good bro to shoot them out. My last video I posted was a response to a request one of my fans to give my thoughts on Glenn Beck. And I got some positive feedback about it and people agreeing, and then I get this classic troll talking about how my video was, basically worthless, and I wanted his 7 minutes back because I didn't give any facts, which wasn't true. He didn't like that I was saying when it comes to Glenn Beck, it's a no-brainer. And he was basically accusing me of not backing anything I said except anything but opinion. But that was the request, to just give my thoughts on Glenn Beck. What kind of facts do you want? You want me to quote just a typical, established political journal, a leading political journal that is published by a Zionist-owned publishing house, where the facts and the death toll comparisons are very likely lies, and all of that manipulation that goes on with regard to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. What makes me mad about a person like Glenn Beck, and this is a fact, because you can just type Glenn Beck and Israel and you will see video after video of him standing in one of his shows totally condemning the Palestinians and backing Israel without a question asked. And that's disgusting. And it should be disgusting to anybody who's ever looked into the subject. He started off in one of his recent I Stand With You Israel videos where he's, how he does that insulting tone of voice where he basically is saying, insinuating that if you don't think like I think, you're probably, unfixably stupid. And he just nods his head, raises his eyebrows, and it's all manipulation, psychological manipulation. I've never seen Glenn Beck give anybody the benefit of the doubt where, can we agree to disagree even? No, he's just basically saying, I'm right. And I'm giving you the chance to be right too, and if you still disagree with me after I'm done talking, then you're unfixably stupid. That aside, he's wrong. What Israel has done is absolutely disgusting. And his portrayal of the situation, where he initiates it by saying, what country in the world would not fight back if they were attacked by missiles from Hamas? Would Japan not fight back if China did something? Or if Japan did something to China, you think they wouldn't fight back? Or if Mexico lobbed missiles into the United States, that we wouldn't try to annihilate them? That is an absolutely ridiculous way to start it off, because that's not what's going on in Israel. What's going on is an entire population of people is being annihilated. They are being absolutely slaughtered. Everything they have is being stolen. Every conflict that has ever happened since the big wars of 48 and 67 has been provoked by Israel. They'll do something in a terrorist fashion, and they're constantly bulldozing Palestinian homes and taking properties without explaining why. The settlements in the West Bank, they just go in there and year by year take a little bit more. They build up another wall. They have the road bypasses. It's all apartheid and insulting to those people. And the main goal that Israel has is to wipe them out. And you have to really look into it to understand, because the Zionist-owned media and the Zionist-owned publishing houses that put out the magazines and the well-respected political journals that cite all the sources are all manipulated. And the authors that are putting it out there are Jewish. Hell, even the Goldstone report was written by a Zionist. And he was even critical of Israel, and then all the pro-Israel people jumped on Goldstone. But look at the basic ridiculous fact that you had a Zionist who could not possibly be unbiased writing up the UN statement in response to Operation Cast Lead. It is a no-brainer. It's disgusting. It's genocide. If you look at the map of Israel and you compare the sections of Palestine that were Arab-owned and controlled, and rightfully so, and how it's gradually became Israel, it's sickening. And now the West Bank isn't even the West Bank. It's just little dots where Arabs are holding out their last breath. And in Gaza, the Gaza Strip is a concentration camp that has a fence around it. And in Operation Cast Lead, they dump white phosphorus on all these innocent people. But no, a guy like Glenn Beck says, well, that's because Hamas lobbed missiles. No. What Hamas does is in response to what Israel did first. The outright disrespect for innocent people. And yeah, Hamas is, I'm not saying they're good people, but they're a military organization that loves their people and wants to defend what they have left. And just in defiance, no matter what Israel tells the rest of the world, they have personal pride. That's the reason they do it. Israel ignores everything. Every agreement that they come to with these accords and things are completely revised, and all the wishes of the Palestinians are disrespected and ignored. And now it's to the point where they don't have a foot to stand on, and it's a real chance considering the way Al-Qaeda operates, which is not anything that has anything to do with Muslim culture. There's a chance that Hamas, the way they operate now, are even against their own people. They're doing this to antagonize the conflict so they can accelerate the military response to wipe out the population. That's the way it looks to me. I mean, why would Hamas just keep provoking Israel to do these? They know how they're going to respond with the tanks and planes, and they just keep doing it. There's no logic to that. They know that the population is being systematically wiped out because of those actions. I don't want to I hate arguing like this with people because it's just, you're so brainwashed. You don't know how much of the mass media of the United States and the world are owned by real evil Jewish men that are on an agenda. Zionism itself is about stealing Israel from the Palestinians. That's what Zionism means. Jerusalem sits on Mount Zion. And all of the publications that are ever cited by CNN itself is Zionist owned. No brainer. Glenn Beck is a stooge that works for these people, and he says, I stand with Israel, just to persuade an already brainwashed public to stay brainwashed. And he gets a big fat check. And I hate that. And that is a fact. And that is the big fact that I think anybody with any brains should realize without a list of facts having to be cited.